Keep it shining, forward motion, no rewinding, no rewinding, forward motion. I keep it shining, my mind's a diamond, my mind's a diamond. I keep it shining, forward motion, no rewinding, no rewinding, forward motion. I keep it shining, my mind's a diamond. Demons they plaguing me, hating my legacy. Filling my thoughts with nothing but heresy. Some need to hate on me, hating up better me, but I would've forced that. Shines on my diamond bling. Put this shit in motion, ain't no rewinding me back. Understand the bullshit, that's why I'm under attack. When you're destined for greatness, then you understand the cause. Through all the adversity, your mind's the strongest flaw. My mind's a diamond, I keep it shining, forward motion, no rewinding.
Hey, if no one told you today, you deserve care, communication, attention, respect, response, and efforts. So let's have a great, blessed day on purpose. Welcome to Real Talk with Elisha. My name is Elisha, of course, and I hope everyone had a great week this week and a great day today. I always start my show by saying I'm not a therapist. I always start that because I don't want people to come on my show and think I'm out here trying to give advice and all this other stuff. That's not what I do. And I do the show because I would like to share my life experiences and things that I learned along the way with any type of thing that we might be going through for our daily lives. You know what I mean? And we go through a lot, and it's a lot of us that goes through a lot behind closed doors that you'd be surprised that we deal with on a daily basis. So I do the show because I always wanted to let someone know that you're not alone facing anything that you may be going through that I probably talk about, and hopefully to help someone along the way. So that's why I do this show. So welcome to tonight's podcast. So tonight I wanted to talk about I'm going to try to talk about three things: relationships, energy, and expectations, right? And the reason I'm doing that is because if you have been watching my show, I've been going through a lot of healing, a lot of different situations, and I try to kind of like motivate myself by doing If No One Told You Today, as you saw in the first beginning of the show. I do that because it helps me to try my best every morning to follow those things that I say, because sometimes we really don't have people to motivate us and to, give us that little push in the morning. So that's why I really do that. And I try to push myself so I could push others and let them know that if you're having a rough morning or starting your day, I try to do those things for you so you could try to enjoy it and hopefully bring a little joy to you. So I'm going to start with expectations, right? So the thing with how we expect things, and then this is not just relationships, okay? Expectations is not just about relationships. Expectations could be about anything in life, okay? I was expecting, my expectations for life, first I'm gonna start with, is that I saw myself being a model. I saw myself, my expectations was to be married with someone that loves me, and we grow together and really work as a business, as they always say, power couple, to be able to handle things together and enjoy each other. That was my expectations. My expectation was I wanted 8 kids. I have 3. So when you have expectations in life, sometimes they really don't go the way you want it, and I'm a firm believer now. I wasn't a firm believer back then because I really didn't believe it until I started going through my life experiences, that we expect things, but it's really not what it's supposed to be, I guess. And whoever you believe in, to me, I guess Allah didn't have that plan for me being a model, and for me having those type of expectations that I wanted for my life. I wanted a good relationship with someone that would love me for me and really push me to my expectations of, not expectations, my, what's the word that I would say? You push someone to their higher level, I guess. So I always wanted someone like that, because I know how I am, and I am like that towards someone. If I see that you're trying your best to be something better than you was yesterday, then I'm all for it. I'm all for helping people really excel. That's the word. Um, my expectations for my life didn't go the way it did. So, after 3 kids, to be honest with you, after having siblings, when you have 10 people under you, my expectations for having 8 kids died, because it's a lot. It's a lot of responsibilities. It's a lot to deal with, a lot of emotions, a lot of money, and it's a lot of, it takes a lot of strength to deal with a lot of those type of people. So me wanting 8 kids, nah. After being the oldest of the siblings, I did not see fit to have 8 kids after that. So I ended up with 3, and my expectations for that didn't go as well, like I said. So I wanted to be married. I wanted to be with someone that loves me, like I said, and it didn't work out. The first marriage was not uh okay. It was more of a domestic type relationship. You know how everything always starts good. You expect, your expectations always want to be something good, and it didn't come out the way I wanted it to be. I was young. I was naive, I guess. I didn't see all the flags. So that's when you're expecting something, your expectations is up to something that you want. It didn't follow through. However, I think because I think God was preparing me for a journey to understand that the type of men that I was with, my expectations, I wanted somebody just to love me, but I was enduring a lot of things that wasn't fitting my aura, I'm going to say, because I think my aura is unique. I think all of us got a unique aura, and we have to embrace it. And it took me a long time to embrace who I am. So my expectations for all these things I'm talking about, really, what I'm trying to say is sometimes we expect a lot of things and we have a lot of expectations, and sometimes it don't follow through. But I think when it doesn't follow through, I think it's just God telling us it's another path that he wants us to take, and some, other things that we can do that is not for our expectations. Or basically he's trying to protect us from other things that we know we shouldn't be doing. I guess that's what I'm gonna say. I think I have a question for that one, far as expectations. I can't remember. Um Let me see when it comes up in a second. I think I have one for expectations. If I don't, it will come up in a sec. But far as relationship, my expectations for relationship, I think a lot of us women expect, we want this, knight in shining armor type man to just come and rescue us and financially be okay. But some of us expectations is far-fetched than what they're looking for. Like, for real. Oh, there's my question. Can you discuss a time when your perspective on a relationship changed dramatically due to a shift in your expectations? On a relationship changed dramatically due to a shift in your expectations. What did I learn from the experience? Okay, so a time that my perspective of relationship changed dramatically due to the shift in your expectations. Well, I guess I was getting there, because a lot of us expect that we will have this man that will totally understand us and love us, and I expected someone to be on my level and my energy, which I'm gonna talk about next. And my expectations for that was that it didn't happen. So it changed. It changed my whole perspective on life, on a relationship due to a shift in expectation. So yeah, I was expecting a certain thing from the guys and I didn't get that. So that changed a whole shift in my expectations, that I had to accept the fact that God wants it a certain way and not look at it the way I want to look at it. Because my expectations was a little, I guess was a little too high. I don't know. I'm not even in on the expectations type. No, I can't say that. I was expecting to be married and whatnot, and it didn't fall through. So now a perspective on a relationship changed dramatically. Ooh, this is tough. I mean, like I said, I wanted somebody to love me. I wanted somebody to be there for me, supportive. I want somebody to just love me for who I am and enjoy my company. What did I learn from the experience? Like I was explaining, I guess, I learned that I only could control what I could control and let God handle the rest. And right now I'm following whatever God points me in direction of far as relationship or which way to go. And right now, since I have been on this journey of healing and trying to figure out who I am, because I want to be able to be good for someone else, those expectations, I don't really have expectations right now. I just want to be able to be loved, I guess. And that's the only thing, that's the only expectation I want. So for answering that question, that's what I learned from it. Just to control what I could control as far as for me, and then let God handle the rest. And I'm gonna follow that. I'm gonna follow suit right there after that. You know what I mean? So far as expectations, that's what I'm gonna say about that. You know? Now I'm gonna go into energy. Okay. And I think that's what I said, expectation, energy, and relationship. Right? I'm gonna do the relationship last. So energy, this is what the thing is, right? I have been in the last couple of months, and I think I said this in a couple of my shows, that I am reading people energy, and your energy level can be misinterpreted because interpreted. I think I said it right. If the person, if two people are together and your energy, and I'm gonna say your energy because it's like if you have feelings towards each other and the energy is not in the same mind frame of how y'all feel, then it could be miscommunicated. You know, you could be thinking that you're so want, your energy could be like, yes, he's feeling me, he wants me, okay, I think I'm gonna make it to the next level, but then he doesn't even feel that way, and your ex, that's an expectation you think that you have, you want to, but it doesn't come through like that. You know what I mean? It's more of, the way I'm trying to define it is, I'm telling you, the way I think and see it in my brain is I cannot relay it when I speak. It's so crazy. So what I'm saying as far as energy, our energy is a big thing. And you could read people by their energy. You could tell when someone is not real with you and they're not being honest and all this other stuff. So it's like your energy can't tell what a person is reading you or how things are. You know what I mean? It's like it's a different perspective on things. It's a very different thing. That's all I'm gonna say. I didn't have much about energy because, see, I just wanted to mention that to you guys because it's a lot of us don't understand energies with each other. Some may do because they know about it, but some may not understand what I'm saying. It's like the energy. Okay, it's like your aura talking to another person's aura, if that makes sense. I might be sounding crazy right now, but two people could actually talk with not even saying a word. And that's energy talking to each other. And when you could actually lock into another person's energy and you don't have to say a word, that shit is amazing to me. And I think if you could get that type of energy, I think you're on the right path because that person is connecting something to you. I don't know. That's just something I just noticed. It's like if the energy is good, and I ask because sometimes I don't want to be miscommunicating something that I'm having with an energy with someone and then they don't. You know, this is even with family. So, you know, it's like that's what I'm saying. Because when I talk like this, is mainly I talk a lot because I have a lot of family members too. So when I talk about my experiences, it's not just about just a man or anything like that. I also talk about family and how, because a relationship is with anyone, it's with mother, father, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters. So when I talk about that, it's really in general. So if everybody's energy is off, you could feel it. You're like, you know what? I don't even need to be here. I gotta go. I don't want to be around it. You could pick up on people's energy. So it's like, I do that. I do that a lot when it comes to energy. And this is just lately because I just started doing that like a couple of months now. And I've been noticing people energy's been crazy when I go around them. Y'all guys like my background? I cannot stop looking at this background. This background is so cute. I really, really like this background. Anyway, that was a side note, by the way. This is how you get Elisha. I totally just would talk and be in one thing, and then all of a sudden something else would pop in my mind, and probably people would think it's crazy, but it's not. It's just how I am. I'm just a spontaneous mind, be like, what? And then something else come up and I have to say it really quick. Anyway, so I think that's the only thing I had to say about energy, right? Because I just wanted you to know and be aware that energy is a powerful thing. And we as human beings really need to pay attention to it. And we have a lot to deal with when it comes to energy. Okay. So the next one I'm going to talk about is relationships. I don't know if I had a commercial or anything like that. I can't remember. I have been fine before the show, and then all of a sudden when I get on here, it's totally everything. It just, my mind just goes crazy. Bloop, blank.
Host Macy and Akia. Today we have a very
call it the International Coach Federation, but
just by seeing who
You sound like a narcissist right now. It sounds like
I like that commercial. Very nice commercial. If you guys need your graphics, any type of commercials, y'all hit up Seven Sons Entertainment. That is who's producing my show tonight. Shout out to my producer, Mr. Ali Major. So I have a question. In your experience, how can setting healthy boundaries improve the energy and overall quality of a relationship? How can setting healthy boundaries improve the energy? Man, all I'm gonna say is the healthy boundaries will be positivity. I mean, and finding solutions for every little disagreement you have. I think people these days really this is my boundaries, matter of fact, because it's my experience. I experienced that if usually I used to just be like arguing, and we never came up with solutions. And I'm at the point now, since I've been taking therapy, I've learned boundaries, and I like this question, and I have been trying to make sure I have boundaries that is positive. I can admit now I have been trying to learn not to be defensive. I've been these are my boundaries that I've been doing to improve my energy also. And in any relationship that I have, I try not to have my energy in that dark place. I don't like to have confrontation anymore. I don't entertain it. I'm at the point now, if you want to argue with me, go right ahead. And I'll be like, you got it. It's nothing more for me to say, because I'm at that point too. I'm getting too old to be sitting up here trying to explain myself and trying to get a person to understand my energy of my boundaries to explain you don't always have to be negative and it's hard out here. It's easier said than done. It's hard to be positive in this negative world. However, to me, I really, really try to be positive when it comes to my boundaries. So those are some boundaries that I do work on and I do use, because sometimes you just get tired of being angry all the time and fussing and fighting. And if we're doing all that, then it should be easier way to have solutions and let's solve the problem right away. Some people would not like to solve the problem, get angry, fight, go through the day without even having the mindset to sit there and say, let's work this out. And I don't think people understand how much it helps just to work it out right in and then. Because guess what? When you actually hold that in and you get mad at each other and you have a fight, then you don't talk to each other all night. Then the next day you wake up like nothing happened. But guess what? One of the people is really holding that whole argument in, and then more and more they hold, they're going to blow up at the end of the day, and whenever. And then when it blows up, it's a whole fiasco. And then don't be drinking, because if you're drinking, that shit is going to come out even worse. Okay, you become a whole different person. So to answer that question, those are my boundaries that I do use for trying to be in a healthy energy and overall to help the relationship. Because it's not good to go to sleep angry with your significant other. It's not good to because you know what, we never know what might happen. You get mad at this person, right? You get mad at them and you fussing, and then God forbid something happens, and then you are left with this regret of the worst thing on earth, because now you can't even solve the problem with the person. You can't end it in good note. It's the worst thing. Like, I have a thing that I really been doing for years, and I still do it to this day if I can. And if it's up to the person not to mend it, it's up to them, because I only can control what I can control. And my philosophy is, if you have an argument with me, I am trying to have the solution right then and then. Because I'm telling you, we never know what might happen within that time span. I could go out here after we have an argument and get hit and end up in the hospital, or I might die. We never know what the hell might happen. But you don't want to have that regret that you never worked it out with that person. And that's one thing I live by. And even with my relationships, I try to really end my relationships in a good note, because at the end of the day, I don't want to have bitterness and that hate and that hurt and all that in me because we didn't work out. It is what it is. At the end of the day, if it didn't work out, then that's something we just have to deal with. But I try to end it on a good note for my soul, for my peace of mind, because when I die, I don't want to have feeling any type of disagreement, hurt, resentment. I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that with whoever. But if the person, I can't control the person. So let's get that clear. You cannot control others. You only can control yourself. And in a relationship, it's a lot there's a lot to that. And since we're talking about that, I'm gonna go right into relationships. So the reason why I want to talk about relationships was, as you guys know, if you've been listening and following my podcast, the healing journey has been crazy. Okay. You have to work on yourself. You have to try to make yourself better than what you were. You're trying to mend things in certain aspects of your life. So in relationship, the reason why I want to talk about that is we have relationships with different people. And I'm not just talking about a man and woman relationship at this point. I'm talking about in general. And as a human being, I think we all need to understand that we really have to try to have boundaries with certain people. And then we have to have a mindset when we know that, I hate this saying, it is what it is. I really do. But, however, I'm going to say but, however, at the same time, it is true that it is what it is. And then you got to just move around it and, what's the word? Not accommodate. adapt to the situation. Like relationships, to be honest with you, is like this. Everybody's not perfect. Okay. We all got something that we're dealing with. We all are facing certain things. We all are dealing with certain things. And if it's up to us to actually figure out what you want to do for yourself. In the past years now, I have been finding out more and more about me since I've been doing therapy. I've been finding out that a relationship to me is great. I've been married twice. And by the way, when people say things out here, people use things against you. I have to say that. But at this point, let me tell you what. I could care less what people say or what they use against me at this time in my life. Because at the end of the day, I'm not arguing nobody. I'm not proving nothing wrong or right. I'm just going to do what I have to do for me. And as far as relationships, it's the same thing. So when, as a person, your character is everything, right? And in a relationship, I always say that. And in a relationship, we all expectations of people to do certain things. And like I said earlier, I try not to do that because my expectations is what I told y'all. I did want someone to grow with, be with, have fun with, laugh, enjoy this life, and become a power couple because it's a lot we can accomplish as a couple. So yes, our expectations in relationship is that. But like I explained earlier, I am at that point where now I just go with the flow. Relationships right now, which I'm trying to show my son, shouldn't be a priority. It was my priority all my life because I grew up Muslim, and I know it's kind of like might sound like it's a bad thing, but I don't think it's a bad thing. We was raised to be married and have a husband. I have grown to be that person to try to be how can I say it? A housewife. Yeah. Expectations of doing that didn't come out that way. So I end up working. I work. I'm a single mom, and I do everything that I need to do for myself. So my expectations from what I was saying earlier didn't go how I wanted it. So in a relationships, you want to be able to handle yourself the best way you can for your character. And I am getting at that point now where I notice that if someone cannot accept you for who you are with your flaws and all, then that person does not really want to be with you. And sometimes people really use people for certain things. Like this day and age, like I don't want to date right now. I like the way people think is so crazy that it baffles my mind. Like I can't do it. I just can't. It's just too much. And y'all see social media. Y'all see it's all over the place that how people are expecting certain things and they want certain things. And I'm not. Right now, relationships, I think people just really need just to communicate. Like I said earlier if no one told you today, it's care. And my therapist asked me what I wanted in a relationship, right? And I told her, I just want to be happy. Okay. I came up with this care thing, right? And I told her I would just like to have someone care. And she's like, okay, nothing's wrong with that. I said, no. Care means I want somebody to communicate with me. I want somebody to give me attention. I want someone to respond to me when I text you or call you. I want the respect because I will give you the same thing. I will give you respect. I'll give you all these things I'm saying. And I do my best to. Matter of fact, let me explain. Let me say that better. And effort. When you make an effort to show someone something in your life, then that goes a long way. Effort and all these things that I said. So I came up with that concept when I was in therapy. And I believe in that. And I believe if someone has those attributes and everything else we could work into play, you know what I mean? Because every person is different. And in a relationship, you want to be able to first communicate. And if you could really to me, I think if you could really talk to someone without feeling like you're going to say something wrong or without them getting mad at you over something you said, that's a good conversation. I think if you could really sit down and have someone really listen to you, and then they're actually listening to you because they ask a question about it, I think that's really cool. It's like a lot of us really don't get that in relationships. People just bicker at each other now and they argue and they fuss, and I am not with it. I've been doing that too long all my life and I'm so tired of it. Like, for real, I just want to be able to, like, have a great conversation. Back in the day, you used to be sitting on the phone and you just be like there all night. I mean, yeah, I might be living in a fairy tale land, but it could happen. Why not? If you have that connection with somebody, it can happen. I believe and strongly believe that. You know what I mean? But far as relationships, that's my experiences on relationship. I think that as human beings, we really need to give each other a little more than what we do and stop expecting so much. And I can't say idiotic. I'm gonna say we put too much expectations and then we get mad when it doesn't happen in a relationship. And I really don't have that much expectations anymore, to be honest. And I'll be honest with you, because expectations right now, when you do that, you don't want to get disappointed by it, and you're going to get mad, and then you're going to be mad at the person because they're not giving you what you expected. So to me, my life experience right now is just go with the flow. If we could communicate, it's a good thing. If we could understand when we communicate, if we could really understand each other's vibe and energy, and we're on the same page and the same frequency, I think we'll be okay. What are some common expectations people have in a relationship that often lead to disappointment? And how can we manage these expectations? What I don't know. What are some people expectations? I really just said some of mine for it to have in a relationship. I think people expectations is getting so crazily high and weird that they get mad and then they angry at the world after that, you know. But the most common one I would say that people have in a relationship that often leads to disappointment, they expect, okay, well, from a woman, some of us expect a man to really just understand us off the break. And I've learned in my life experiences that it do leads to disappointment, because if you're expecting that, we all have to understand that, even a woman, that we can't put that on a man like that, because if we can't even proceed to give that also, you know, you want him to understand us, but then we're not understanding them. So I can't. My experience is that's my answer for that question. I have done that, and now I've learned from it is how to try to understand them more, because they're not getting the props that they need, because the men are trying their best out here, and I think it's us women, sometimes we really just don't listen. And it's crazy, because I really started thinking like that when I was in therapy. So to manage that type of thing is, I just told you how I manage it. So it's basically how you manage it is you just try to understand each other. That's one of the common ones I know that from as far as anyone that I spoke to, is we really expect people to just understand us when we speak. And it's not like that, because sometimes people take things a little differently from everybody else, and we don't get that. We don't understand that at all. So that'll be my thing right there. I think that's my answer for that question, because understanding is a number one thing that we all expect, and we don't get it too much. And it's hard. And it's hard for people to understand each other when we are bickering and we're mad at the world, or mad at ourselves, or mad at life the thing is, I don't want you to understand when you're in a relationship, right? And each other, when we had each other, it's like, it takes so much just to be angry, but you give all this effort into this anger, and all you have to do is turn around and say, hey, use that energy to make it better. I don't understand people concept on that. Like, it is so crazy. Sorry guys, this is my son. My bad. Interruption. Yeah, so we tend to do these things, and it's really really crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, I wasn't trying to really have a whole hoopla to say tonight. I really enjoyed these questions, and I hope I helped someone tonight, because really I wanted to get these things out, because I understand that we all really just trying to be better people. If you are out here trying to be better people, if you are out here trying to understand each other in a whole different level, and at this point, we should really try our best to be better than we was yesterday. And let's use all that energy that we use for bad. Why we just don't use it for good? I don't understand why we just can't do that. Stop the arguing and try to just humble yourself. Try to deal with your traumas, and let's try to do that. So I'm going to play this video right now. It's like a little meditation. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little congested. So let's go.
I want you to let yourself be here in this moment in time. Let go of expectations, of to-do lists, and be here. Be present. Take a big breath in, and on your exhale, sigh it out. Another big breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more inhale, fill up. Exhale, sigh it out. Let your mind, your breath, and your awareness of your body start to link up as one as you take this moment for you. Be present in this space.
That was so beautiful. That made me so much more relaxed. I appreciate that. So I hope you guys enjoy my show tonight. I hope to see you guys next week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook. And I should be posting it on live on YouTube next week. Hopefully everything works out right. Thank you for tuning into my show. I'll see you guys next week.